Episode 141. Thank you all for listening to episode 140, A Wrestling Heist. I am Gary, here with my co-host,
Brandon.
Santa Bear.
And Parrot.
What kind of parrot?
Not Santa Parrot.
No, I'm not a Santa parrot. More like a reindeer parrot.
Yeah, you might,
like Rudolph.
You might want to fix your setup too, because you're kind of off. That's okay, though.
But you're wearing a Santa hat. So how would you not be Santa Parrot?
Fine, I'll be the stripper parrot.
All right, that's fair.
That works too. So you heard Brandon. It's not our Three Bills Brandon that used to be on the show that has been pushed off. It is Brandon from the Grown Ups has finally joined us.
Yeah, hello.
And, I've been fortunate enough to be on your show 3 times now, and we just did a recent one, The Joker, and I had a lot of fun with it. Can you just tell us and those that may not have heard your show a little bit about The Grown Ups, how it started, any of that?
The Grown Ups started back in 2016, which is, we've been going 4 years now. We only have like 74 episodes, so, but most of our episodes run 2+ hours at times. Most of them do. It's an entertainment podcast. It's about nerd stuff, so video games, movies, music, a lot of trivia, comic books, stuff like that. There's 5 of us on the show, and we record as often as we can get 5 guys together. But it's a fun time, and it's a good show to listen to in shifts. Like in chunks.
I like it a lot, though. I mean, we had a lot of fun with it, and you were with us on episode 100.
Yeah.
When I died halfway through.
Yep.
And you guys had I went back and listened to it, and I thought you guys did great with the sports, because you guys were talking about sports movies.
Ooh, yeah. Sports a little rough.
But it was good. I mean, we were all half hammered, but I was dead. But you guys were. Jeff sounded okay. Jason sounded the best out of all, which is odd.
Yeah.
For you guys.
Yeah.
But like you said, there's been 74 episodes, but I think it's fun because you don't know when it's coming sometimes, and it's like, oh my gosh, it's out. Let's go. Let's listen to it. And I've had fun listening to that and listened to several of them. I think I've only missed 3.
Oh, wow.
I was 3 I've missed. But since you've gone to Spotify...
I was just going to say that. You can hear us on SoundCloud originally, but we're on iTunes, and I know that iTunes isn't going to be up for much longer. But we just got onto Spotify, which is nice, and that's a brand new avenue for us. And
what... so for you, this was kind of your brainchild, though, right?
Yeah. Back in late 2015, I listened to a couple nerdy podcasts, Indoor Kids and stuff like that, with Kumail Nanjiani and stuff like that. So I wanted to start my own podcast, and just kind of got with Clay, who's also on the show, and we just put something together, grabbed Jason, and eventually Ryan came in, and then eventually later on down the road, Jeff came in.
And I always like listening to it, and you guys all bring something different, and it's amazing to me, like, what you guys know. Like, it's unreal to me. Like, I sit back and listen, I'm like, what? How did they figure that out?
Well, we don't have a lot of life. We don't have a social life. So, because of that, we retain a lot of information that is wildly useless.
Yeah, but it's good stuff. And when I sit back, and I've been on yours mainly for Batman.
It has been. It's been all for Batman.
Batman, Joker, and whatever the happy endings one was.
Yes.
And that was a lot of fun. But when you go back, like Bear and I and Brandon, who was here before, now he's since retired from the show. He's like the Brett Favre of our show. He retired and probably will never return. And
well, then he wouldn't be Brett Favre, because he'd come back 3 or 5 or 10 times.
So he's like he's the Shawn Michaels. He might come back in 8 years if we pay him enough money.
Possible, yes.
And we all had talked about it for years, like 5 years, and then we saw you guys do it. And that was kind of inspiration for me, because I'm like, look, they got this set up, and we basically self-taught ourselves too.
Yeah.
And I remember being out in the garage and trying to figure shit out, and we're like, we don't have the right stuff.
Yeah. I remember the first couple times it would take an hour and a half just to get going, because the program wouldn't work. We were using USB mics at that time, and something wouldn't work, or levels weren't right, and we couldn't get them corrected. And it would take an hour and a half, 2 hours to get ready. Now it's just plug and go.
Yeah, and I like because you sound clear to me, as clear as day, and I love your mic, and I was like, I'm going to have to get one of his mics.
It is very fancy.
Yeah, I like it. And because we just started, we're like, you know what, let's spend this much. We split it 3 ways, and then, more guys came on, and we're like, all right, let's do it this way, because we're going to have to get another mixer eventually, because we only got 4 spots. And I'm like, these guys have it right. And we started doing it, and then we kept going weekly. I think there's only been a couple times we didn't go.
Oh, I'm jealous of that. I'm jealous of the fact that you guys go 2 episodes a week, man. I wish we could do that.
We didn't start that way though. You know, we had 3-hour episodes.
Yeah, we would merge them, right?
Yeah, it was just we just do one, and then people just started saying, hey, you know, I only like sports or I only like wrestling, and I'm like, okay, it's just a little bit more work. We'll just split it, stop it, and
it's exactly what my dad does. He'll listen to the sports one full, and he'll goes, "Oh, you turn into wrestling?" As I turn it off, don't care. And I was like, "That's fair. At least you listen to one of them."
No, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So, do you guys have anything else coming up, or
we got a couple things in the works. Nothing solid right now. We're still trying to get something in. I don't know if we'll get something in before the end of the year. I wish we could, but everybody's got travel plans at this time of year. But we'll get something as soon as we can, and no real like events coming up anytime soon, but we're still working on something big for 100. We don't know yet, but we want to do a big event for 100, which, knowing us, could be like 3 years away still.
Well, I hope that we don't get to 200 before you get to 100.
Oh, I guarantee you will. I'm so sure of that.
That's July. And
Jesus, yeah, you definitely will.
Well, episode 200, you were with us for 100, so we're going to do the same thing.
Okay.
We're going to drink 200 beers.
Oh, nice.
Except we're going to do beers, and then we're going to have a wine equivalent for the women. 4 ounces of wine is a 12-ounce beer, and then a shot of 80 proof or more liquor counts as well. And we're going to count everybody's drinks.
Everybody that's there.
And then, you know, we want you guys to come back, please. We're going to have it at the same spot.
Oh, we'd love to. It was great.
It was so much fun. And this time I'll be a little more sober.
Cognizant.
Yeah, I'll know what's going on. And, you know, I listened to it, and Bear finished it. I'm like, hey, at least he finished with my catchphrase. We're good. And I was happy with that. But
yeah, absolutely.
Now, one more thing, and I know you have that coming up. Is there anything that you would just love to do, like an episode that you'd love to do that just kind of hasn't happened yet that you're kind of looking forward to potential in the future?
I would just like to get more actual Skype interviews on with famous or semi-famous people. I mean, our claim to fame is episode 31 was Chris Kluwe, the old punter from the Vikings,
which is awesome.
He's a big social activist as well. And he's a huge nerd. So I knew I could get in 3 conversations. So I mean, if you go back to that one, he talks about his time in the league, and he's got some not so nice things to say about some people, and you know, rightfully so. I mean, he was shafted near the end of his career, but that was a lot of fun. I'd like to do an update with him and see if he'd come back on, and just get a couple more people to show up. Yeah, it'd be a lot of fun.
And who was the young actress you guys had?
Erin Marie Hogan. She's she was a B horror film actress that came on as well. She was really interesting. She talked a lot about mental health, so that was really neat.
Yeah, and especially a lot when we talked about Joker. I mean, she would have been great for that.
Yeah, absolutely.
That was a lot of mental health.
Yeah.
And do you have? We talked about, you know, our friend Peapod. We talked about him last week. 100.7 The Zone. How he had Chris Jericho on.
Yeah, right.
Like, gosh, you know, and Peapod is a big wrestling fan.
Yeah.
And he, of course, rock and roll. I mean, that's what he's all about. And he asked, I don't know if you listened to the interview.
I haven't listened to it yet.
It was so good. I shared it on my page, and just to everyone.
I think you tagged us, right?
Yeah.
I was just going to say, could he bounce Jericho your way?
That would be great. But I'm like, I don't know if he wants to come our way, because I'd have to like plan, like, I want it to be, you know, how because Chris Jericho is a best-selling author.
Yeah.
He has his own podcast. He has a rock band. He's in wrestling. I mean, it's insane what this guy can do. And he has this cruise now. I don't know if you've heard of
No, I haven't.
The Jericho Cruise. So this year in January will be the second time he does it. Yep. And it's a rock and wrestling rager. So he has rock and roll bands, comedians, and then just everything there. And they have a ring on the ship.
Oh, really?
And they just, like, AEW now is the organization that'll be on the ship. And I'm like, this guy just, anything he touches is gold.
Yeah, absolutely.
He really is, because they're like, oh, who are you more impressed with, The Rock or anybody else? I said, Chris Jericho. The guy, he can do anything.
Yeah.
You know, Rock obviously is the highest paid actor in Hollywood, but he can't do what Chris does, in my opinion, but I could be wrong.
No, it seems like Jericho kind of, at least, not being done with wrestling, but maybe his heydays are past.
Yeah, and he's the heavyweight champ right now in AEW. But
in AEW he is.
Yeah, he only wrestles like once in a while. I mean, it is not.
But I mean, he made
pay-per-view sort of thing, right?
Yeah, he made something out of his career, though. Really did. So.
Yeah.
Well, being a musician, having to do that between traveling for wrestling, traveling, you know, on tour with your band, along with, I'm sure there's probably book tours, which I'm sure they all intertwine into each other. But dude, I mean, you're right. He probably, between him and The Rock, are honestly probably the two most successful out of wrestling ever.
You don't mean Bam Bam Bigelow?
Bam Bam Bigelow. I just watched a video. I sent it to.
Did you send? Yeah,
I sent it to.
that.
So Bam Bam Bigelow. It's funny you mention him because I just sent a video to those two, him and Brandon. That Bam Bam Bigelow. It showed him getting his tattoo on his head,
really?
Which he's known for to be a villain, and he was a nobody at the time.
Yeah.
And it shows him in like a gym. You know, when people mostly start out, he's in a gym. He's doing his wrestling, and he's a villain. And I'm like, huh. And you can just watch him get his tattoo on his head. You're like, well, that's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
You got to check that out. But is there anybody you want to thank or throw out some sponsors, anything like that? Night Beast, anybody?
Yeah, Night Beast does. We borrowed Night Beast music for our show, and they've been gracious enough to allow us to use it over and over and over again. We're pretty sure they've forgotten by now that we use their song, but it's their popular song is called "The Grown Up," so it kind of matches with our show, and it's a really good song. Night Beast
is a great song.
They're a local band out of Dayton, and they're a party band. They're a lot of fun.
Yeah, and similar to us, which I'll go into our stuff now. We've got Wes Anderson who gave us Moments in Time. Right when it came out, I heard the song and I was like, dude, we would love to use your song. We're starting a podcast. We all Brandon and I went to school with him. Bear's a little younger than us. But he was like, yeah, absolutely. Sent me the link for it and sent me all the information and the audio file, and we've been using it since, and I love it. So thank you to Wes Anderson, Moments in Time. Check him out on Facebook, Wes Anderson Music. Give him a follow on Twitter. It's Songs by Wes. Thank you to All Wear Clothing, the first and primary sponsor of Over the Line Sports Podcast. Check out Brandon, allwearclothing.com for all of your clothing needs. It could be for your organization, your sports team, anything like that. Definitely get in touch with him, allwearclothing.com. Thank you to Crandall's Quality Lawn Care. Give Sean a call, 419-704-5471. Serves the Toledo and surrounding areas, and not.
I was trying to get the North Pole there. Didn't go up high enough.
Well, this will come out after Christmas. We already did our Christmas episode. So, serves the Toledo and surrounding area, and not Wood Buffalo National Park of Canada.
Sounds like a nice park.
So, thank you, Sean. Thank you to Tim at Verizon. Verizon is a true technology business partner that helps local businesses deploy technologies that can positively impact operations and increase revenue for the company. At Verizon, we do not wait for the future.
We build it.
Get in touch with the sales rep in your area, Verizon.com. Thank you to Cassandra at PNC. You can visit her at the White House branch or give her a call, 419-877-0634. She can help with all of your banking needs, whether it be, I almost said clothing, whether it be personal banking, credit cards, or loans. She's there to help. Get in touch with Cassandra. Thank you to Steve at Savage & Associates. He is a financial advisor, can also help you with your medical needs. The Medicare open enrollment just finished up, but he can help you out with the Affordable Care Act open enrollment, healthcare.gov. Get in touch with Steve at Savage & Associates. And last but not least, thank you to Connell Barrett at datingtransformation.com.
Yes, if you are a single person, male or female, having some troubles finding that person in your life, reach out to Connell Barrett. He'll be able to help you update that dating profile, anything along that way. I was going to tell Brandon, but I know he's married, so I don't have to worry about that.
Well, you can
I feel bad for picking on Parrot.
Well, you can pick on him again.
It's the Christmas season, okay? I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to say if you're having trouble finding that significant other, maybe you're a little bit too busy, maybe your dating profile just is kind of blah, you don't put a lot of work into it, reach out to Connell Barrett at datingtransformation.com. He'll be able to help you out, and you'll be able to find that significant other to spend more money on at Christmas time.
Have you found a parrot on parrotsonly.com yet?
No, the parrots are few and far between up here in Ohio. So
they all flew south for the winter, even though it's 55 degrees outside right now in December.
All the other parrots are down in Cancun right now, so, I mean, it's kind of tough.
Yeah, and still, I'm going to rag on you in the middle of the show. I can't hear you. You're going to have, yeah, there you go. You might have to just hold it. Just don't lose it. You'll do a little bit better that way. So, Brandon, thank you again for coming.
Of course.
Usually we go into Justin on the Twitter. We don't have anything from Justin. One quick thing, unless you do.
No, I was going to say that since there's no Justin on the Twitter, UCF and Marshall are playing right now. They're literally about to kick off, so I'm going to throw in a parlay on Marshall plus 15.5.
Ooh, I like that.
And the over of 60 while this all goes on, so I can watch it and just be in a live sweat right now.
So
that's what we're going to do.
That. And we'll get more into the college bowl mania. The
gamble.
Over the Line Sports Podcast.
Live gambling.
Live gambling.
What place are we in?
Dead last.
Yeah, thanks to the three other idiots that we let do this show. But thank you, Parrot. At least you did decent. You know, Cody Bryant and Brandon were 1-7. They did terrible.
See, I'm not that bad. Jesus.
And I'm not Brandon from the grown-ups. He would have done better.
That's sad. That is very sad that I would have done better.
Yeah. You would have done a lot better. 1-7 was not good. So One thing I saw that I wanted to mention is NASCAR. We talk about NASCAR. DiBenedetto is going to drive the 21 next year. One of his primary sponsors is Menards. So Paul Menard's dad is staying with that car.
Where's Paul Menard going?
He's retired.
Is he?
Yeah, so he left the 21, which opened up the seat for DiBenedetto, and now he's going to be in the 21.
Good.
He'll have Menards and Motorcraft.
Does he race for Gibbs then?
No, the 21 is Woods Brothers Racing.
Wood. Okay, yep, okay.
Yeah, so he's driving that. It's the Menards car he'll have, and then he'll have the Motorcraft the other part of the year. So
good, cool.
Good for him. And looking forward.
He deserves the ride. There's no doubt about that.
He came out of nowhere. Middle of the season, he was top 15 for pretty much the majority of the rest of the season, 90% of the time.
Yeah,
insane. And he almost won at
Bristol, man.
Bristol, we were there.
That was fun.
We were there at Bristol. Brandon, I don't know if you get into NASCAR much.
No, not really.
You would love Bristol.
Oh yeah.
I think next time we go, we got to take Brandon.
Oh, absolutely.
You know how much fun we would have.
I mean, okay, so honestly, it's not even the NASCAR part of it. It's the fact that you can just bring in whatever you want. I mean, we brought in 64 ounce, whatever the hell it was. I think it was a 64 ounce, Coleman jug, half liquor, half mix.
All right.
And you can drink that, and you don't have to pay for one drink or anything.
Nice then,
it's amazing.
Now, have you been to other raceways then?
Yeah, I mean, MIS in Michigan. I've been to Daytona. I haven't been there for a race, but I've toured Daytona.
Oh, I've been to Daytona.
I was too young to drink when I went to Daytona, so I don't know if they can do that or not.
That,
but I know you can at Bristol. Michigan, I've sat in the grandstands maybe once. I've always been in the infield.
Yeah,
so obviously
here. Same here, and it's a big party. And I remember when I was there, I was 12 to 14, and all I see is tits all the time, and I'm like, this is the greatest day of my life. I look forward to the June and August race at MIS, but. We had talked about, I don't know if it'll come to fruition, but we had talked about going to different races each year, different racetracks. I mean, I would love to, but just seeing if the guys, I know Bear and I will. Parrot will just join along just to get drunk.
Oh, yeah.
We know that. Dub, probably not.
No. Give him a couple of years.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. I don't hate NASCAR. I'll watch it. If you guys go, I'll go watch it and have fun. I'll get drunk, go have fun.
Well, that's the thing, though. Brandon, I mean, he's going to have the whole summer.
Yeah.
Until
I know.
If you did something, if we did something from early June to early August, because football will start up around then, so you got your stuff, right. But you could get him to do something like that, no doubt.
Maybe. What do you think about Cody Bryant, the Bubba Wallace fan club?
He could.
Yeah,
I'm in the Bubba Wallace fan club.
Oh, so am I. And
I'm all in.
And so Ryan, Cody Bryant, he's African American, and we actually have talked about social issues because we get his opinion on some of the things that come up in regards to sports. Because I'm like, dude, I don't know. I'm a white male. I have no idea how you feel about it, but his perspective has been great for our show, and he has added quite a bit. He's very knowledgeable in wrestling. Hopefully he makes it by Jeopardy, you'll see he'll destroy us.
Oh, in the wrestling?
Yeah. He'll be like, oh, yeah. We'll be like, yeah.
I'll tell you, those 10-point questions are nothing to scoff at, man. Those are hard.
Oh, he'll get them. He'll be like, oh, that was in Monday Night Raw in 1993. That was February 15th. I think it was a tape show, so it started at 3 p.m. That's how he is. He's like cool. Rain Man with wrestling. It's ridiculous.
So what's the over-under on how many points Parrot's going to get?
Good news for you.
Yeah, there is a special category for you that you can only choose from that category. Oh. And in certain areas, your points are doubled or tripled.
Look at that.
Yeah.
I might have a shot.
You do have a shot, then.
You do have a shot.
You get double or triple? I mean, that's great.
Well, so you don't get your standard triple points for wrestling like you will on the wrestling show, but he's got it all set up.
Yeah, it's all...
Jeremy told me, and I was like, this would be great. He gets his own category.
Good, because I don't know anything else.
It'll be fun for us to just sit and laugh back because we'll know the answers, and then him just try to figure it out. And he asked, you know what, I'll give you a hint here so you can think about this for the next hour. He gave me, or the next 2 hours, he gave me an idea of some of the things, and he just said, hey, which WrestleMania did he go to? So, yeah, you were there. So, you don't have to look it up. He just wanted to see that kind of thing going on.
No, but I was going to say, I hope every single answer for me
is Hornswoggle.
Yes.
I'm sure one of them will be.
Do you have the NHL standings by chance?
I do not have the NHL standings.
I got the NBA,
now.
so let me go into the
No, I'll take the NHL. Go ahead. You do the NBA.
I'm going to do the NBA right now. So, Brandon, like I was telling you, this is we got to do an update. Nothing big going on in the NBA right now besides the Lakers have lost 3 in a row. Time to panic or no?
No.
What do you think, Bear?
No, absolutely not.
No.
Davis has been out those 3 games too. There is absolutely no reason to panic. One, it's the NBA, so it doesn't matter. They're going to be, top 3 seeds regardless. Probably the 1 seed, but yeah, zero need to panic. Let your guys get healthy. They'll be fine.
Dude, if anybody watched that Bucks-Lakers game on Thursday, like if that ends up going to be the finals, that's going to be a fucking awesome finals.
Yeah, because what do I have up there? Clippers over Bucks, right? And
yes.
Was there a plane? Great. You have Rockets over Bucks.
Mm-hmm.
And who's got Toronto? What is that?
Bear has Toronto over Houston. Cody Bryant has...
I think it's 76ers.
I changed to the 76ers. Toronto
was his original in June.
Before Kawhi left.
Yep.
So I changed it to the 76ers over Houston.
So I'm going to erase this.
No.
Leave it. We had the original.
Toronto just came back from 30 down and beat Dallas 2 nights ago. Last night, I think. One of the two.
It was insane. And but anyway, back to the East. So the Milwaukee Bucks, 27-4, best record in the NBA. They are 5 games ahead of Boston, Miami, and Toronto. And then 76ers are in 5th. Pacers are right there as well. 6.5 out. And then you got the Nets, Magic, and then the Hornets, Bulls, and Pistons are all within a game and a half of 8th place.
Do you know who that is, by the way? We're watching an old school Raw.
Looks like JBL.
No. The kid.
Can't really see 49. Who is that?
That's one of the Usos. I don't remember if it's Jimmy or Jay.
Jimmy
but
or Jay?
That's
I
one
was
of
about to say, it looks like a girl, but it's got to be Jimmy or Jay.
Just FYI.
I thought it could be Roman,
Nope.
but it's Jimmy or Jay.
Yep, sure is.
Because that's Rakishi's kids.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's just one of the things they did. I thought that was a little fun fact right there.
Stone Cold, there he is. All right, and then out west, you got the Lakers, still 3 games up on the Nuggets, 3.5 up on the Rockets, 3 up, which is funny that they're back in 4th, but they're not ahead of the Rockets. They're also 3 games back as the Clippers. The Mavericks, 4.5. Did you see that Luka got a shoe deal with Jordan?
Yes, he did.
So
well deserved.
Do you want to explain a little bit about how he's with Jordan Brand, even though it's Nike, and why they're saying he signed with Jordan Brand?
Well, I think they're the same thing, really. I mean, Nike. I don't know who. I know they're probably together more or less, but Nike and Jordan Brand are merged. However you want to do it, like. Sirius XM sort of thing. You can have Sirius, you can have XM, but they're really the same company. That's pretty much what the Jordan brand, Nike brand is. They, I'm sure, make money together, but they have their own separate logo, their own separate attire, all of that.
Jordan Brand alone just had their first $1 billion quarter.
With a B. Billion
dollar quarter. So you know that Jordan is
I only have like
money.
5 pairs of shoes, so that's $500 at the minimum side that I've spent on Jordan.
I don't have any Jordan shoes, but I have Jordan hoodies, and so do you, that are for Anthony Wayne.
Yeah.
Which we talk about. We talk about our football team, our local high school football team that, unfortunately lost their quarterback, torn MCL, and then ended up losing the next week, which we knew would happen. But it is what it is.
And I've got away from the Jordan stuff since I paired with Michigan, so I started to get away from that. But I still do like the shoes.
Yep. And the Jazz are 5.5 out, Thunder 8.5, Trailblazers 10 out, and then you got the Kings, Spurs, and Suns, and Grizzlies, Timberwolves all within a couple games there. So still early in the season. We got a lot of time to go. They're only 30 games in. They play, 82? So a little over 50 left. So should be interesting how it plays out, and we'll cover this again in 2 weeks after Christmas and the New Year, so we'll see what happens between now and then. I don't think much will change.
I don't think so either.
The teams that are at the top are going to be at the top. I think the 8 seeds, that could fluctuate for a little bit, but we don't know. You got anything NBA-wise for us?
No, farthest from it, man. You said NASCAR, and I thought I was out.
NBA even further.
Oh, yeah.
NHL. So the Bruins are leading in the Atlantic with 51 points, followed by Toronto, Florida. The Florida Panthers are 3rd in the Atlantic, which is kind of shocking. No one has Florida.
No, I thought they might have.
No, 0 people have Florida.
Okay.
I don't even think the experts saw this one coming. They're doing very well. 11-7-2 at home. Very surprising. The Sabres are tied with them with 41 points as well, followed by the Canadiens, Lightning, Senators, and the lowly Detroit Red Wings with 21 points. Got destroyed by Arizona last night. Sat there and watched that. Was absolutely embarrassed watching it. Very disappointing. In the Metropolitan, the Capitals, who have the best record in hockey right now, 26-6-5 at 57 points, followed by the Islanders with 49 points, the Hurricanes with 46, and the Penguins with 46 as well. Flyers 1 point behind them with 45. Rangers, Jackets, Devils all behind them. And by the way, the Devils are the 2nd worst team in hockey, who is Nick's Stanley Cup champion.
Well, he picked the Ducks. He's our resident, Well, we got to talk about Nick. So Nick was
amateur pretend hockey player.
Yeah, so
okay. beer leaguer.
He was on our episode called Miller Lite, a beer league story last year to do our forecast or our predictions and our I guess pre-show for the NHL, and he picked the Ducks over somebody. The Ducks lost 13 in a row.
The Ducks over Nashville, I think.
Yeah, they lost 13 in a row twice, and then this year he takes the Devils. I don't know if it's because they got PK Subban,
who they're already trying to trade,
and they have Hughes, right?
Yeah, they got Hughes.
They got Jack Hughes. Yep. So you're just like, okay, and I don't see it, and you can see he's doing really well.
They'll be fine in a few years, but right now they're not. I mean, they don't have a good team besides two guys, and two guys aren't going to make your team. So that's your East. Out in the West, you got St. Louis with 52 points, Colorado 47, Winnipeg 44, Dallas 44, Nashville at 40 out there, which is making me a little bit nervous right now, but there's still plenty of season to go.
How are my Golden Knights doing?
Yeah.
We're going to get there here in a second. Followed by Minnesota and Chicago right there. Still a tight race. And then the Pacific, Arizona with 46 points. Vegas with 46 points. Both of them tied for first up there.
Nice.
Edmonton with 44. Calgary with 43. Followed by Vancouver, Anaheim, the Kings and Sharks, who the Sharks started off hot, they've
cooled off quite a bit.
Yeah, very, very much.
Because I had them in the Cup last year losing. And they almost got there, but they didn't make it. That was my sleeper team to get to the Cup, and they were there, but they ended up losing. I think in the conference final or the semis.
Yeah, in the conference, and they think this year was pretty much like it for them. And right now, they're showing that it's not going to be good. They've got a lot of old players. They're going to be about the Red Wings here in a couple, if not next year, in a couple years, because a lot of those older guys are going to go. They're going to have to rebuild, and they're going to have to do it fast. And unfortunately, right now, they're not rebuilding at all. They're trying to win. And they're in last place in the Pacific. Actually, they're in last place in all of the West with Los Angeles and Anaheim. So not good for or not good for the West in general. Did Marshall just throw another interception?
No, he just fumbled it.
15.5 might be a little bit not good for me. Oh, well. There's still plenty of game left.
2 turnovers.
Score a lot of points.
A minute and 15
well, they just had a pick 6 when you were talking. I didn't want to interrupt you.
No, I heard it.
This is a good run, too.
It's a good run.
Oh, man.
What, you just... Big man behind him. Oh, jeez. All right.
That is awful.
Well, 15.5 is still a lot, so just score a lot of points. It's fine with me.
Yep. And so with going kind of pivoting into Major League Baseball, Keuchel, saw Dallas Keuchel went to the
White Sox,
yeah, that. 3 years, $55 million. The Blue Jays, is it that left-hander they got from Japan? Is that where they got him from? Ryu? 4 years, $80 million.
No, he played for...
Did he?
I think he was the Dodgers. Yeah, he was with the Dodgers, I'm pretty sure.
Because I don't even know who this guy is. I was like...
It's like Hung Jong-Ryu or something.
Yeah, Hung Jin-Ryu.
Yeah, he played he was a Dodgers pitcher. So he went from L.A. to... Where'd you say?
He went over to Toronto.
What
is up with the planes?
Is it practice date? I don't think it's that. That's probably my guess. Would that be the Air Force doing their practice runs? I guess before Christmas.
They could be. I don't know. And then the Blue Jays.
Normally it's a Saturday thing when they run their practice.
We never have this. Travis Shaw went to the Blue Jays as well.
Yeah, because we do it on Wednesday nights at 7:00.
This is also true.
It's a Monday at 2 p.m.
Right. So you never know. And then I saw you guys got Cesar Hernandez
from the Phillies, right?
Yes.
That's good because second base. I think Kipnis is going to move somewhere, so it's going to be interesting. I don't know where he's going to move to because Kipnis was the second baseman for the Tribe forever, so we'll see what they do. Or they're getting rid of him. I don't know. The baseball news, though, it hasn't been out there. I don't know why. When you said Didi went to...
The Phillies.
I had no idea.
Yeah,
wasn't even on there.
No, I didn't even know. I'm a Yankees fan. I should know these things.
I
have no idea.
But even when you said that, I looked on ESPN and it wasn't even one of their top 8 headlines. Didi Gregorius is one of the top 5 shortstops in baseball right now.
I agree.
And I didn't hear anything about it.
But now Glaber is going to be your number 1.
Yeah, he's good. He's young, but Didi right now is top 5 shortstop.
Oh, absolutely.
In the MLB.
And Glaber was second base, and now he'll move to short where he's naturally playing. So
yeah,
it'll be interesting. Still a long ways to go in free agency. Who else is left out there?
I don't know. We talked about Kluber, right? Went to Texas. I think we did.
Yep.
We talked about that.
Traded.
Indians got Delino DeShields Jr. and I think a right-hand reliever who throws 101 or something.
And it was a big catch dump.
Yeah, which hopefully hopefully means that they're trying to save money to sign Lindor. Hopefully, I don't know. They're still talking about trading him. Now the Reds are the next. They're saying the Reds have interest in Lindor, so we'll see. I really hope they don't get rid of Lindor. He's the one that they need to spend all of their money on because he's a great player. He's the face of the franchise.
Right.
And if they get rid of him, well, that's just typical Cleveland sports of everything, it seems like.
Yeah, let him go. Let him walk. So on to college basketball. You want to talk about the Buckeyes? After that loss to Minnesota, what they did?
They beat Kentucky Saturday night, which was great. It was a wonderful win. I mean, pretty much they led the whole game. It was like always 4 or 5 point game the entire time. I was at the bar, so watching a little bit of it would look back, and they were looking pretty good. They lost to Minnesota because they had a couple guys out too, but obviously they got ready for Kentucky. Only team so far in college basketball to have 3 top 10 wins right at this point. And have not lost a game. Well, I should say they haven't. All of their games that they've played, top 10 teams have been on the road or neutral. So they have not had a big team at home yet come through there. And I know a few will, obviously, with Michigan later in the year and Wisconsin and Maryland. There's plenty of good Big Ten teams out there that are going to come to Ohio State and see what they're really made of. But winning games like that on the road in Rupp Arena, not a lot of people win there.
No.
It's like winning at Duke or winning at Kansas. Not a lot of teams win there. So it's really impressive for Ohio State to go in there and knock off Kentucky, which is really cool. So it's good to see. It's college basketball. You're not going to win every game. They lose 4 or 5 games this year, they're still going to be a 1 seed.
Right.
As long as they win the Big Ten.
Yeah, absolutely. Brandon, do you watch much college basketball?
Buckeyes.
Buckeyes?
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think of them so far this year?
Well, I mean, I'm a little bit nervous watching it because I've watched a little bit of Michigan too here lately. But I think Buckeyes got a good shot. I think they look good.
You know who doesn't have a good shot? Michigan State.
Yeah, I was going to ask about them.
They still do.
They still do, but they're without Langford for the rest of the whole year. We know that now for sure. They came in, opened the season at number 1. I'm like, well, that's bad because they don't have Langford. They're probably not going to have him, and he's out. All they have is Winston. Really, is their whole team. And he had his brother was killed by a train, I believe, like just right in front of a train, dead.
I think so.
Yeah, and it was just insane. I'm like, good luck. It's kind of like on Friday I'll be watching them in the Pinstripe Bowl at Yankee Stadium against Wake Forest. So I'm not looking forward to that potential loss, but we'll see. I don't know.
Yep. And Ohio State plays West Virginia at home, so their first ranked opponent at home on Sunday. And they're 22nd, I think.
Okay.
And they're second right now. Gonzaga's 1, Ohio State's 2, Louisville 3, Duke 4, Kansas 5, Oregon 6, Baylor 7, Auburn 8, Memphis 9, Villanova 10.
Nice.
Michigan 11,
Yeah.
Maryland 13, Michigan State 14. I mean, you got Penn State at 20. Any other Big
San Diego
10
State,
teams?
man, number 15, 12-0.
12-0, that's right. Auburn's 11-0, so I'm sure there's more other undefeated teams, but probably not great.
Iowa's in there at 25.
Iowa, okay, yep, I see them. And these just came out here just a little bit ago.
Yeah, so it'd be interesting. We still got a lot of time in this season left, and then we look forward to March Madness. We know we do a March Madness thing too on ESPN. We won't ever win that, I don't think. We can't. Bowl Mania, we're going to lose, so we're giving away swag already. We know. We gave away a shirt to Jeremy.
Oh, this is sloppy.
We're gonna get. Hopefully, we just give something to ourselves, and because we're in our pool too. But we'll see with Buckeyes, and Jeremy could get another one, which would be great. Just give him another shirt and say, "What do you want now? A hoodie, a hat, a koozie?" We have no idea. I don't know what he wants. We'll see. Maybe we should get hats.
Okay, so I was going to ask you too. I'm sure I know that wasn't on your agenda.
Probably not.
The next golf tournament is January 2nd. It's the Century Tournament of Champions, and their season will go. The season's already technically started. Golf's weird, right? So it started in September after the playoffs. We're going to do the new year, right? So January 2nd is the new year, and they go through August. Do we want to do you have to pick a different golfer?
Yes, we're sticking with that.
Every time?
Every single time.
Every week.
Every week.
I know we didn't ask Dub, so we might have to text him and figure that out, or we could figure it out on the next one. But January 2nd is the Century Tournament of Champions, which starts the new year, which will then give us all of our stuff that we need for the golf season. And that'll start our golf season. Is that fair?
Yeah, I'm good with that. I mean, I don't want to do it on this show because I wasn't prepared for that. And I need to look into this and just pick some off-the-wall golfers since we have how many tournaments?
There's quite a
40?
bit. Yeah, there's quite a bit.
30 or 40? It's like NASCAR. We got 36 races, and we got
you
26.
Have you have January
guys.
2nd until August 30th as a tour championship. So you have 8 months of golf.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, and then we got to pick a different guy.
Yes, and I mean, also into that, which one of the weeks is the Olympics, so we won't obviously do that. We'll talk about it, but we won't do anything with that.
We'll do our Olympic prediction.
Yeah, we won't do that. That won't count in our stuff. But I'm just saying it's not a tournament that week, so it takes a couple
that
hours.
Russian chick, Helga, yeah, she's winning.
Not anymore. Russia can't anymore. They're out.
Yeah,
They're
are
banned.
out.
They are out. Yeah,
they are
completely
out.
banned.
Yeah.
Bolivia. Maybe we'll go with Bolivia.
I don't think any Russians are going to win the Olympics golf men's tournament.
No.
So maybe somebody from Ireland or.
Well, yeah, it could be Rory could
from
be
Ireland.
Ricky, could be Tiger. You never know. Tiger said that because I think you have to be top 2 or 3 for your country.
Right.
So Tiger's only thing he's never done in golf is the Olympics. So he's got to, if he's top, I think it's top 3. If you're top 3 for your country, you're in the Olympics. So right now he's like 6th in the world, which is number 3 American. I think it's Brooks, Justin Thomas, and Tiger are the top 3 Americans.
And we never talked about the President's Cup. So you want to say what happened there?
Yeah, the United States had a great comeback on Sunday in singles to beat them. I mean, it was great. I mean, in the Europe, I shouldn't say the Europeans, the internationals, because it was all international. They had a young team, an experienced team. The United States were big favorites, and in the team play, they got just absolutely destroyed, pretty much. Ended up coming back really late, and then won in singles. Tiger started it off. He was the coach/player. Ended up winning his match. They won like the first 4. A couple of the other ones they lost. They tied a few, but then Kuchar ended up making the game or match-winning putt.
And why did Tiger sit out Sunday?
He pretty much said, well, Saturday night. Saturday.
Yeah.
I mean, he said that he didn't want to. He had a better lineup out there. He think he could have put players together. And him and Justin Thomas did all right. They won the first match. They lost their second 2, which is kind of why he said, all right, I'm going to sit. I'm going to mix it up, put all my guys together. And then in the afternoon session, I think they went 3-1 or 3.5 and half or something like that, which brought them back close to where they needed to be. So he made a really good decision to take himself out. Tough decision. If it was, if Phil Mickelson was the coach and pulled Tiger out, I think they would have got scrutiny for it. But since Tiger pulled himself, there wasn't the scrutiny that was there, and he made the right decision. Team ended up winning.
Right. Hey, you remember that kid Reed?
Yeah.
Yeah, he just said that we got to get together soon. He wants me to be a reference for his internship for Libby.
Nice.
Yeah, this kid you would have never guessed. He called everybody a peasant, but he was the only one that worked at my shop that looked like a peasant, so it didn't make any sense. But no, he got his shit together. He's working on his degree in marketing and sales, and I'm like, I'm impressed.
Nice.
Damn kids, man. So yeah, we'll get golf figured out. We'll probably do it on the next episode and go there right before Jeopardy. So we have a minute to look at it, I guess. We can go into trivia now. Trivia's ready. Do you have anything for golf, Brandon?
No, I do not.
You want to interject?
I was never good at golf, and because I was, I think I've only ever played it maybe 3 times in my life.
Nice.
That was terrible, terrible. But I mean, I enjoy the game, and I just don't really watch it.
Yeah, I mean, I think we all love golf.
I mean, the best part's going out and drinking beer. Golf's just an added bonus.
Yeah, I've seen you golf.
I'm not that bad. I played great in Florida.
Who was there?
You, Hale, Brent.
Oh, yeah, I was there.
Dude, I played great. I drove that 300-yard green. I was so happy.
And then he 4-putted. But that's okay. We won't talk about that. All right. Do you have the updated scores for us, Bear? I know the notebook is right in front of you. We keep scores every week, Brandon, just so you're aware.
Okay.
So Bear can give the updated scores. We'll save when we get to Jeopardy and Cody's here, we'll ask him the same questions and give him an opportunity as well.
Absolutely. So right now, for the year, and I'll tell you what, this is a lot of math for me right now.
I told him to write the
and
score,
UCF
and he said no.
just scored again. So I need Marshall to put some points on the board here soon. All right, so we got 15, 30, 45, 60, 70, 71 for Cody Bryant.
Nice.
20, 30, What's 30 plus 15? 45 plus 20, 65, 75. What's 75 plus 4? 79 for Gary. Why did I do it this way? This is stupid. 20, 40 plus 30, 74 for myself.
That's close.
Parrot. 25, 30, 35, 41.
Not
There you
bad.
go.
With a big, he had like a big 20-pointer last week, didn't
I'm
he?
telling you, these questions are doable here because they're holdovers from the Jeopardy questions. So they're ones that didn't make it in the Jeopardy category.
Okay.
And there's 3 of them worth 1, 2, and 3 points, and they are all sports movies.
Okay.
Oh.
I like it. All right. So
I did not make these questions, by the way. I have to.
do you have your phone on you?
Yeah.
So I can text you my answer, and then he'll write his down,
Okay.
and then Parrot can say his. So I'll get my stuff ready. Brandon. All right.
Brandon Trebek.
Brandon Trebek.
That is what you are
You already
today.
got labeled.
That's perfect for
today.
me.
All right.
All right, you ready for worth 1 point?
Yep.
Worth 1 point. Where did Coach Herman Boone take his high school football team for a 2-week training camp in the movie Remember the Titans? Need a city and a state.
Well, I have not seen that movie in a long
That's a 1 pointer.
Oh God.
If you remember the movie, it ties in pretty well.
I don't. So I'm just going to guess because I have no idea.
Okay.
Doesn't matter to
I
me.
sent mine out.
Okay.
You sent yours. I'm going to say
It's a complete guess, by the way.
I'm going to say Biloxi, Mississippi.
Okay.
I sent mine. Go ahead,
Yep.
Parrot.
Let's go. I have no clue.
Just name a city and state.
Lexington, Kentucky.
I don't know. You're probably the closest. You picked Tuscaloosa, Alabama. It is Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. If you remember, I mean, the whole thing is a social commentary on integration.
Yes.
And he took them to Gettysburg
You're
to talk
absolutely
about the
correct.
battle and being buried together and stuff like that.
Didn't even see. I haven't seen it in like
Yeah,
probably
it's-
20
no.
years.
Oh, yeah.
15 years.
Yeah, I've seen it one
And
time.
but that makes sense because it was all about segregation
Yeah.
and all of that.
That's why I went south.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
I didn't think about.
Yeah,
I knew it was based out of the South. That's why
R.I.P. By the way to Coach Boone.
Yes,
The actual
that just
Coach
I
has to
Boone.
saw
be-
that. Yeah, I did just see that.
All right, your 2-pointer. This is, to me, this one should be the 3-pointer, but 2-point. Yeah, and this is a hard one.
Great.
What was Tim Robbins' character's nickname in the movie Bull Durham? I know it only when somebody if somebody would say it, I'd be like, oh yeah. But
Well, I've never seen this.
Either have I. So I'm going to say Moose.
okay.
I'm gonna say Parrot.
Gary, you can just say it. Yeah, text it.
Bullet.
You're the closest. It's Nuke.
Nuke.
Come on. I mean, he's a pitcher. All right.
I feel like Cody Bryant is going to get none of these either.
Yeah.
So.
He probably will. He's like, oh yeah, I saw Bull Durham.
All right. 3-pointer. Ooh, this is I have to give an explanation after this one.
Okay.
It's a 3-pointer.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. I think you got this. What was a 1994 blockbuster movie about a gentleman from Greenbow, Alabama, who became an All-American football player at the University of Alabama?
Got it.
Yeah, I got it. Parrot, you guess because
Yeah.
I know this. This is his
This should have
3-point.
been his
That's what I'm
1 point.
saying.
That
That's
should have
what-
been the 1 point.
Yeah.
Should have been 1.
I'm guessing a player.
No, you're guessing
no,
the movie.
the movie.
The movie.
Went to from Greenbow, Alabama. Went on to play at Alabama.
The game plan.
Jenny.
Jay, Forrest Gump.
Gump.
Forrest Gump. Both of you guys got it. 3 points.
Come on, Parrot.
You've never seen Forrest Gump?
I've seen 10 minutes of it.
What? Why was that the 3-point?
I don't know. And he put a little side note. He said, "Hey, if Die Hard's a Christmas movie, then I guess Forrest Gump's a sports movie."
Oh, is that why he did?
I think that's why. Yeah.
All right. Well, yeah. Okay. So Cody Bryant's going to get 1. I know that. I
Well,
hope
he'll
he
get 3.
Well, 3 points. Yes,
3
I
points.
put.
I
I
didn't
put
really
us
change
down
the
to 3,
standings at
but-
all, though, did it?
No.
Nope.
Not at all. So I still have
Gary's still leading, and yeah, that was okay.
all right.
Interesting. Interesting.
That was interesting. So let's go into this week. So last week, we did the picks, and you're going to do some honorary picking today, which
All
I
right.
love.
Yeah.
So last week we did the bowl game started. We did the lines of the bowl game.
Okay.
Bear was 5-3. I was 5-3. Parrot was 4-4. Cody Bryant 3-5, and our buddy Brandon he had a 2-game lead on us. Guess who's not in the lead anymore?
Ooh.
1-7.
Yikes.
So the overall standings right now, and this will be we will have one more game to pick after this is done. So this is the meat and potatoes here. We're going to have one game left, a national championship that we'll pick, and we'll see how close we are. But the updated standings, you and I, Bear, are 94, 72, and 3, and Brandon is now 92, 74, and 3.
Did you already put all his in?
I did.
Okay, perfect.
So we will go right into this. We currently, because 2 of the games that happened, because this isn't going to get released until Thursday. Yes, it's 3 days before. So we still have on this week UCF and Hawaii. So just a reminder, UCF at minus 17. All of us took UCF. So I'm going to give you this, even though you know the score. You taking UCF minus 17. So right now
you got a 14-point lead.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
UCF for you?
Yeah.
All right. And then the other one, as a reminder, we had BYU minus 1.5 against Hawaii at Hawaii in the Hawaii Bowl. And Bear, myself, and Cody Bryant all took Hawaii, and Parrot and Dub took BYU.
Okay.
All right, Hawaii.
Hawaii?
Yeah.
I like it. All right. Let's get right into this. All right. Miami Hurricanes against Louisiana Tech. Miami is a 6-point favorite. I'll let you go first.
Oh, God. I took Miami on this for 6 points.
So you think they're going to win by more than 6?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, Louisiana Tech for me. I think they might win outright.
We took them to win outright.
Did you take them to win outright?
Yeah. What about you, Parrot?
I had Louisiana Tech as well.
All right. And then I'll put in Bear, Louisiana Tech, and then we'll get Cody's later. Pittsburgh, minus 11 against Eastern Michigan. Brandon had Pittsburgh. And by the way, Brandon had Miami.
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Pittsburgh's going to beat them up.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
Pitt. All right, so Pitt across the board, except we'll see Cody Bryant later. We got North Carolina, minus 5 against Temple.
I've never had good things to say about Temple, so I'm going to take North Carolina.
All right.
I know I feel bad, but...
I think Temple wins this game outright.
Really?
You did take them outright.
I did, yes.
I took North Carolina to win, but I'm going to take Temple in the points.
You can cover the points?
I think they're going to cover. I think they're going to lose by 3.
Wow.
All right, what about you, Parrot?
Let's go Temple as well.
Temple. And Brandon took, like we said, North Carolina. So the next game we've got Michigan State. This is on Friday or tomorrow when people listen to this. Michigan State is a 3.5-point favorite against Wake Forest. Brandon took Wake Forest.
I'm sorry I took Wake Forest.
Oh, absolutely. I've learned
I've
learned my lesson on Michigan State.
Yeah, since Michigan State doesn't cover, I think Michigan State wins by 3. So
I see. Okay.
There you
3.5.
go. There you go.
Wake Forest in the 3.5.
Okay.
I'm going to be the oddball here and take Michigan State.
All right. I took them to win. All right, next game we've got Texas A&M. This kind of surprised me, honestly. Minus 7 against Oklahoma State. Brandon with Oklahoma State.
I had a hard guess on this one. I'm going to go with. I originally put down Texas A&M, but I think I'm going to go Oklahoma State.
Okay.
With 7. Yeah.
I picked Texas A&M to win outright, but I see that UCF is just scored again.
We're covering right now.
Yes, we are. It was a great pick, Brandon. Great minus 17.
Yeah.
7 is a lot, but
yeah,
I'm going to stick with my Texas A&M gun on this one. I think that my guess is they win by 7, so it'll be a push, but I'm going to take the team that I picked to win.
All right, Parrot.
Let's go.
Texas A&M is minus 7 against Oklahoma State.
Let's go Oklahoma State.
Okay, I also have OK State because they put up a lot of points, so I think I think they do it. I took them to win outright, I believe.
They do. Okay.
So I'm going to take them to get this as well. All right. I don't know why I have in here Iowa minus 2 against Iowa.
It's USC, isn't it?
Thank you.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Is USC or Iowa minus 2?
I think Iowa.
I thought Iowa
minus 2.
Thank you. I'm like, when I start typing these and I just get in, I'm like,
oh yeah,
in a trance. Is Iowa minus 2?
Hold on a second. I'm pulling it up right now.
Dub has Iowa, so I'm guessing he took Iowa. I had Iowa versus, and he didn't say anything when it says Iowa -2 versus Iowa.
Well, if it's 2,
okay. According to Bovada, Iowa is -2, so that's what we're going with.
Okay,
I'm going to the USC then.
okay.
I don't think so. I think Iowa beats them by 3. Yeah. Dirty, nasty defense, 22-16 or 22-19, something grody like that. Iowa.
All right, I got Iowa as well. All right, Air Force -3 against Washington State. Brandon with Air Force.
Originally, Air Force 10-2, Washington State 6-6. I took Air Force. I know they didn't play nearly the same competition, but I took Air Force.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Air Force is going to run all over them. I really do. I think Air Force wins this game by 10 at least.
And I took Washington State to win outright, so I'm going to take Washington State.
Oh, nice.
Parrot?
I got Washington State as well.
All right. Next, we got Penn State -7 against Memphis.
Penn State. They're strong.
See, I love Memphis.
We took Memphis outright.
I think Memphis wins outright. They put up a lot of points, and Penn State's defense is not that good. They're not.
I'm taking Memphis as well. You're taking Penn State?
Yes, sir.
I already took the over on that like a week and a half ago at 60, and I thought that was low.
Oh, wow.
PD, Penn State, whatever it is. Here we go. Oh, shit. Or PDS. Can't type for shit. All right. Notre Dame -4 against Iowa State.
Originally, I had Notre Dame, but I think Iowa State is at least going to cover. I think it's going to be 3.
I like it.
Yeah, this is probably the hardest one almost to pick because half of me thinks Notre Dame should beat them by 14. The other half thinks Iowa State's going to pull the upset. 4 is an odd number. I'm going to stick with Notre Dame on this one. I think they probably win by 7, but I would not be shocked if I was wrong at all.
All right. I took Iowa State to win outright because fuck Brandon. Fuck Dub, not this.
Yeah,
there you go.
You?
Yeah, I'm not betting with Notre Dame at all. So
okay, Iowa State for you. All right, LSU -13 versus Oklahoma. Dub took Oklahoma in the points, but LSU win.
I took LSU. I think they're just too strong for Oklahoma.
The only thing that worries me in this game is they're going to blow the doors off of them early, and Oklahoma's going to score a lot late.
Okay.
How much are they going to score late?
Right.
I'm still going to take LSU with 2 touchdowns.
Yep, that's exactly what I was going to say.
Just barely.
14.
I got LSU as well. Because Oklahoma still got those suspended players, don't they?
Yes.
And it was only 1 starter. 1 starter and 2 backups. But the starter was on the defensive side of the ball, which they
need him.
At.
Mm-hmm. Big game for us. Clemson -2.5 against Ohio State.
I'll take Ohio State. It's hard for me not to.
And we all took OSU outright.
Yeah.
So
It's hard to bet against that.
Yeah.
So let's hope they don't lose.
Yeah.
All right. Western Kentucky -3.5 against Western Michigan.
Western Michigan only has 1 road game win, so I'll take Western Kentucky.
Yep. All over the Hilltoppers. I think they beat them by 14.
Yeah.
I got Western Kentucky as well.
I got Western Michigan winning, so I'm taking Western Michigan in the points.
Okay.
Mississippi State -4 against Louisville.
I said Louisville. I don't know if they'll win outright, but I think they'll. I mean, once again, it's a 4-point spread. That's a weird number.
I like Louisville in this game. I think Louisville beats them outright.
Yeah,
I
know
do.
we took Louisville. Taking them as well.
Fuck the SEC.
Louisville as well.
And Brandon took Mississippi State. Cal -6.5 versus Illinois.
Cal with a touchdown.
Okay.
I am on the opposite side of that spectrum. I think Illinois wins outright in this game.
Oh, wow.
I do. I love Lovie Smith. See that? That was a pun almost.
I love
like that.
Smith.
I love E. Smith.
I love E. Smith. Give me Cal. I think Cal beats him by 10 at least.
Yes, sir.
Which one?
Cal, sorry.
Okay. I'm like, yes, sir, to what? I mean, we had different bets here. All right, Florida. This one cracked me up because I thought immediately of Cody Bryant because Cody Bryant has Virginia beating Florida outright. He's high as a kite.
Yeah,
Florida
right?
-15
Yeah.
against Virginia.
I took Florida.
Yeah, Florida's going to just smother them. Virginia is not that good, man. I mean, they're all right, but it's going to be like 34-3 Florida.
Yep. What do you got? Florida?
Florida.
All right. Well, I'll already put in Virginia for Cody because I know who he's taking.
Speaking of Cody, is he getting us pizza on the way in?
No, we'll get that. We'll order that. Don't worry. When we get a break in shows, we'll order our pizza. And then we'll send Parrot to go get it. I mean, we'll have time to get a break because we're gonna have to wait on him anyway. So we'll go get some food.
And I gotta pee.
We gotta pee after episodes. I gotta take smoke breaks.
Grandpa's.
Yeah. I mean, you got
that small bladder.
You got vapey here too, so you're good. What about you? Dabbing at all? Just vaping?
Yeah.
All right. Cool. All right. Vatech minus. Yeah, that dab. Vatech -3 versus Kentucky. Vatech for Brandon.
Vatech.
Yeah, Vatech.
Sorry, Dub, and now for Brandon.
Yeah.
Vatech.
I think Vatech across the board here. All right, Arizona State -4 against Florida State.
All right. I took Arizona State just because the game's in El Paso, and I think they'll travel better.
Yeah, I like the Sun Devils here. They got a better coach. Well, Florida State doesn't have a coach.
They do.
Arizona State has the better coach in Herm Edwards. So, I think they have the better team.
Yep.
Give me Arizona State.
Arizona State. Navy -2 against K-State.
No, Navy. Navy was over Air Force earlier in the season, so I'll take Navy on that one.
Go Navy. Beat K-State.
Yeah.
Thinking Navy across the board here, probably.
Yes, sir.
All right. You all right over there?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
I just didn't want to lean up towards the mic anymore.
Well, just pull it back. I mean, it's a long cord. You're all right. Just pull it back to you. Look at him. He's basically sleeping back
I really want Marshall to score here. Go up 21-7 after the first quarter. My over will look fantastic.
Yeah, because what is it, 60?
60.
But didn't you take Marshall in the 15 or whatever?
15 and a half.
Yeah.
That's okay.
You still got time.
Yeah.
You got plenty of time.
There's plenty of time.
Garbage time in the end.
That's what I need.
All right. Wyoming -7 versus Georgia State.
This is the one that I don't like the most. I went with Georgia State, but
Okay.
I don't feel good about it.
I think Wyoming does win this game, but I think Georgia State keeps it close. So I'm going to take Georgia State with the points.
I'm taking Wyoming.
Same here. I'm going with Wyoming.
And so did Dub. Dub took Wyoming. Utah -7 against Texas.
Ugh.
Utah for Dub.
I know the game's in Texas, but I'm still going to take Utah.
I like that.
I don't like that number.
I know.
I'm going to go with Utah and hope they push.
I'm taking Texas.
I'm taking Utah as well. All right. Auburn -7.5 against Minnesota.
Auburn.
I'm taking Minnesota. That half point's going to make a difference.
Nice.
Minnesota's going to keep it close. I think Auburn wins, but Minnesota keeps it close.
See, I love the coach, but I still think Auburn beats him by 14. I really do.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm with Gary on that. I think they win by at least 10.
Okay.
All right. Alabama -7 against Michigan. I think this is going to be like 30.
Yeah,
Bama
Alabama.
by 40.
Yeah, it's going to be bad.
Roll Tide roll.
All right. Wisconsin -3 against Oregon.
Wisconsin.
I'm going Oregon here. I think they beat them outright.
So I think so too.
I got the Ducks as well.
Yeah, I think the pod took the Ducks, didn't we? Because us three took the Ducks outright. And I think Cody took the Ducks.
I think so.
I'm almost positive, so I'm going to give him the Ducks.
I'm pulling for the Ducks.
All right. And Georgia -6 against Baylor.
I don't like Georgia's South Carolina loss, but I'm still going to go with them.
Okay. I like it.
Yeah, I think Georgia is the better team here. It'll be a low-scoring game, but I think Georgia ends up beating Baylor.
Got Georgia as well.
Georgia as well. Cincinnati -7 against Boston College.
I think I just flipped a quarter on this one. Cincinnati.
I like it.
I think Cincinnati blows them out.
Yeah, I think
I think it's. I thought that line opened larger before it must have dropped a little bit.
I pulled these
what is
straight
it
off
originally?
ESPN.
I think that it was like 10 or something,
wow.
and then it dropped a little bit more.
I pulled this off ESPN, basically where we pull everything in the order, so I got that there. All right, Tennessee -1.5 against Indiana. I know we took Indiana as a pod.
Yeah, I'm going Big Ten.
Me too.
Sign me
Indiana.
up for the Hoosiers, buddy.
Yep, absolutely.
Hoosiers all the way. Ohio -7.5 against Nevada.
Nevada's 3-3 on the road. I'm going to take Ohio on this one.
Okay.
I like Nevada, just the 7.5. I think I picked Ohio to win. I think Ohio is going to win the game, but 7, the half a point. That's what it is. So give me, because I think 7 pushes. So I think Ohio wins by 7. But Nevada, baby, that half point.
Then half point, Nevada.
Yeah, I think I picked Nevada to win outright, so
Nevada.
I'm going to stick with them.
All right, and then we've got Tulane is -7 against Southern Miss. Tulane for Brandon. By the way, for Dub. Sorry, he took. By the way, Nevada, Indiana, Cincinnati, Georgia, Wisconsin.
I took Southern Miss on this one.
So did I. I think Southern Miss I have winning outright, if I recall correctly.
I feel like I don't know. I'm gonna have to go back and look, but Southern Miss. I like Southern Miss in the points here too.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Parrot?
I'm going to go to the opposite team.
Who is it?
What is it, Tulane?
Just making sure you're paying attention.
All right, Louisiana, Raging Cajuns, -14 against Miami, Ohio. Miami, Ohio for Brandon, or Dub, I should say.
Give me the Raging Cajuns.
Yeah, games played in Alabama. Give me Louisiana.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I'm taking them too. Sorry, Miami, Ohio.
Yeah.
MAC champions, but sorry.
Yeah, they're not that good. Louisiana for everybody.
Yeah, I mean, look at Central. Everyone thought Central was a sexy pick, and they got destroyed.
Yes, they did.
Destroyed. That's why I'm happy I was nowhere near that one.
So we got all our picks in. You want to update on College Bowl Mania?
No, not at all.
Where's the podcast?
Dead last.
Yeah, thanks to the other 3 jackasses here.
3 points.
I'm doing decent.
Now, the only good thing about that is that we have, hold on a second while I'm pulling this back up. So we have bowling for Buckeyes, the perfect entry. Both have 6. They're leading. Buckeye Guy 969, Gray, the Cub Runneth, and ex-wife all have 5. Pod Dad, an ESPN fan with a lot of numbers, has 4. Over the Line Sports by 3. It's embarrassing. Dead last.
That is terrible.
Dead last.
It's only 2 games.
What? It's 3
It's
games.
6-3.
Sorry, 3 games.
Jesus, your math is worse than mine.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, not a great start for the pod. Put it that way.
So as long as one of us wins, I think we're okay.
I don't know. It's a rough start.
All right. You want to get into the NFL?
Yeah, can.
Well, here, before I go into the NFL, I want to just show this list to our friend Brandon here, who has joined us for this. I just want him to see the wonderful colors on my bowl games. Now, you got to wait till I get to the second page.
Okay.
So you'll see how wonderful we are doing. Look at all that red.
Oh, okay.
That is terrible. Cody with 2. Jake with 4. Brandon with 3. And me and you with 6.
Yeah.
We're carrying this team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
3. Fucking embarrassing is that? They're supposed to
it'll
rely
turn
on,
around.
They're supposed to rely on us. They got to start getting new people on the show. And you want to pick next year. As long as you don't take the Bengals ever, you might be okay.
Yeah. That's rough.
What, like you told me yesterday, what they did yesterday was still pretty sweet.
Dude, it was. We can talk about that first.
It would have been better if they won.
If they won, it would have been better. So the Bengals were down by 16 and scored 16 points in 29 seconds.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Insane.
That was crazy.
So they must have got the onside kick.
They did get the onside kick.
And
Went
then the
right
Hail
through a
Mary.
Dolphins guy's hand. Yep.
They got the Hail Mary.
The Hail Mary was from the 30, and Tyler Eifert caught it. Tyler Eifert hasn't done anything in like 3 years.
Which 30?
The Dolphins 30. So,
so
it was a
30-yard touchdown.
Yeah, it was a 35-yard pass, but I mean it was still impressive because Eifert just went up and snagged it. Then they had to get the 2-point conversion, which Dalton ran in, and then they still ended up choking and losing the game. But
are you surprised?
the good thing is that they get the number 1 pick, which means once they release Dalton, they get Joe Burrow next year. Congrats.
We'll see if they're smart enough.
Oh, they will be. And then is Chase Young going back to Ohio State? Is that confirmed yet, or is he still not?
No, they said he's pushing more towards the NFL.
So basically, the Giants and Redskins are playing for. Well,
the Giants won, so it won't be the Giants.
The Redskins should get Chase Young.
I think right now the Redskins are in second, and but they're tied still with someone who's in third. It might be the Dolphins, but the Dolphins beat them. No, the Redskins beat the Dolphins, so that can't be right. I don't remember the tie-break scenario on that one, but there's a couple teams at 4-11.
So something I found amazing going into this week was what the Raiders needed to happen to win, and they can still win and make it to the playoffs.
Yes, they can.
This week, this is what they needed to happen.
Okay.
You'll appreciate this. They needed a Steelers loss against. They needed 9 things to happen in over 2 weeks. Steelers lose to the Jets.
Done.
Colts win against the Panthers.
Done.
Browns lose one of the last 2.
Easy.
Titans lost versus Saints.
Yep.
Raiders beat the Chargers.
Yep.
All right, so this week they need to beat the Broncos.
1.
Ravens beat the Steelers.
Yep.
Texans beat the Titans.
Yep.
Colts beat the Jags.
Okay.
They've got a solid
They
shot.
could do that.
The problem is, this is going to be their problem.
The Ravens already clinched.
The Ravens are not playing Lamar. They're not going to play anybody worthwhile because they already have the number 1 seed. So they're going to be off a couple weeks. Let everyone rest
but
up.
they do not want the Steelers to make the playoffs.
I wouldn't say that. Steelers suck. They would probably want the Steelers to make the playoffs over Tennessee. if I was the Ravens, I would want to lose 2 because one, it doesn't matter. But 2, the Steelers are Rudolph isn't playing this week. Duck Hodges got benched. Rudolph got hurt. He had to come back in and still lost the game.
Yep.
The Steelers' offense is a just absolute anomaly. They've beaten nobody with a winning record this year. They lost to the Bills. I mean, they're not good. You want the Steelers. You don't want to see the Titans. The Titans can upset you. You don't want to see the Titans in.
Yeah,
you don't want to see... I mean, the Raiders suck, but you don't want to see them in either. The Steelers are the team you'd want to see in.
If the Titans beat the Texans, they're in.
They are, and I don't know what the Texans are going to do because they can't improve their spot. They've already clinched the division. It doesn't matter.
So
they're locked in at the 4 seed because the Chiefs won yesterday. If the Chiefs would have lost...
Is there backup RG3?
Yes.
Okay.
No, that's the Ravens.
No, that's the Ravens back.
Yes.
So RG3 is starting for the Ravens this week.
RG3 will be,
Who's the backup for Houston?
I don't know. I feel like I do know, but I don't. I'll look it up and see. I feel like it's someone who's half decent. Why I can't remember, I don't know.
Yeah, that's all right. I mean, sometimes we can't remember.
But yeah, I mean, Houston isn't going. I mean, they're like you said, they're locked in at 4. If Kansas City would have lost, they would have had a chance to get the 3 seed. But it doesn't matter. They're locked in at 4. They can't lose the division. They can't move up. It doesn't matter. So why play your stars? To beat Tennessee, that's it?
Yeah.
I just don't know if that's really an excuse to play starters.
Because
to me,
if the Titans win, so who's going to be the 3 over there? Kansas City or New
most
England?
likely, New England has to lose against whoever they play this week, which would be Miami, I think. And then Kansas City plays, and I think they might play Oakland? I don't know.
Oakland plays the Broncos.
Okay, so the Chargers then. So Kansas City plays the Chargers.
Yep.
So, yeah, I mean, so Kansas City is still technically playing for something. The backup to Deshaun Watson is the former backup of the Cincinnati Bengals.
Who's the former backup of the Bengals?
This is worth 1 point. Trivia. Played at Alabama.
Landry Jones.
He played at Oklahoma.
It's not Palmer's little brother anymore. It's not.
Never was Palmer's little brother. I don't even think he played in the NFL.
Played at Alabama.
He was a backup for Cincinnati when Carson was there. I know for a fact.
I think he was on The Bachelor.
Jordan Palmer.
He was a backup on the Bengals for at least a season or 2. I have no idea.
A.J. McCarron.
Oh, yeah. He's still around. You know, we can barely hear you still, right? You should just pick up the mic and hold it. That's better. All right. So, you want to talk about Dallas?
Nope. Fuck them.
Why are you laughing? We're going to fire Garrett. I'm excited.
Yeah, I mean, that's all they're going to get out of that. Embarrassing loss to the Eagles. And then, you know, the Eagles, all their fans and everyone talk shit of whatever. Great. Wentz has beaten Dallas twice out of 6 times. Congratulations. I don't know what else you want. He's still bad. He's still worse than Dak. Whatever. Do your thing. Go to the playoffs and get destroyed by Minnesota or Seattle or Green Bay.
Or San Fran.
Or San Fran. There's a lot of movement still in the NFC. So do your thing. That's fine. I have no problem with that. It's one less week I have to care about NFL football. That's it.
But, you know, the Giants could beat the Eagles this week.
And that would be the funniest thing is that when they do and Dallas beats Washington and then Dallas still goes to the playoffs and all those dumbass Eagles fans can eat crow like they always do, but whatever.
Right.
Dallas shouldn't have lost that game.
I agree.
Absolute hot garbage is all they are.
Jesus. Well, let's get into our picks then. Here we go. This is the final week. You can talk about where we are. There's 3 of us tied at the top in Pigskin Pick.
Yeah, right now there's 3 of us tied at the top, and
we're going to be eating crow here. We're going to have the
who do we have
return
tonight?
of VLEs.
And we have Minnesota tonight. So we're not done yet.
We're not done yet.
So we have Minnesota, and we're tied with Nothing But Net, and this might be VLEs right now going into Monday Night Football.
But we don't know who they have. Can you see who they have, or does it not show yet?
Nope, will not show.
Okay. So we may be a point behind. We may be tied. We may be ahead. We don't know yet.
Yep.
We'll find out tomorrow.
Yes, we will.
Which would be 2 days ago once people hear this. All right, let's get into the every game is on Sunday.
Yep.
Everything would have started at 1 or 4, but the 49ers and Seahawks got flexed to Sunday night. They had a great game the first time around, and this time it will be for the division.
Yep.
And potentially a 1 seed, right? Because they could be either one of those teams could be 1, 2, 3, 4, or not 4, 1, 2, 3, 5 or 6, which is insane.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't want to play any of them. I mean, I would, if I was Dallas, I'd be okay playing Seattle at home, but I wouldn't want to play the Niners.
Right. I would agree with you there.
All right, first game, Jets at Bills.
Jesus, this is one I had no idea. What's the record?
Jets are, I think, 5 and
6 and 9.
6 and 9.
Bills are 10 and 5. But the Bills are stuck in the 5th seed. They're not going anywhere.
They clinched, so they're probably benching people. Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know.
Here, hold on. Before I ask this, I think we should have the right to reserve that we can switch our picks Sunday morning.
Find out who they're playing.
Because we don't know who's playing yet.
Right.
So this is preliminary. You good with that?
Yeah, that's fine with me. You just got to let me know so I can remember to switch it.
Our picks on NFL right now are me, him, and Dub is all that counts. And so we're good with that. So people, when you look via lease, if you want to pick against us, you won't know because Sunday we might switch our picks.
Yeah.
Jerk. But I'm going to be eating crow because via lease tied with us last year, but we beat them on the tiebreaker, which is they have to beat us. If you don't beat us and you tie us, you don't win.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so last year we just did the whole "We Are the Champions," played that, and then we played Willy Wonka. You lose,
Yep.
day, sir. This year I feel like it's going to bite us in the ass. And Vialise, because he was behind by like 5 games in the last
big
4 or 5 weeks. He has come back, and he is going to. I have this feeling he's going to get us this year, and I'd be okay giving him swag. We gave him a lot of shit last year, so I still hope we win. And, fuck you, Vialise. We like you a lot. You're a friend of the show, but we hope you don't win. So we'll preface it with that.
All right. I'll take the Bills.
All right.
Bills. I still think they beat the Jets at home.
Jets.
For the pod, give me the Bills.
Did Brandon take the Jets?
He did.
Oh.
Browns at Bengals.
I mean, Browns. Yeah.
Browns.
You are taking the Browns. All right.
Well, I was going to pick the Bengals last week against the Dolphins, and I'm glad you didn't let me. So
I still cannot hear you.
Why?
There
I'm
you go.
talking so loud.
Now he is. Would you agree?
Yeah, now.
Yeah, now I can hear you. It's okay.
Okay.
I'm like humping my mic, so you're good. All right, next. Browns across the board. Redskins at Cowboys.
Yeah,
Cowboys.
They got to win. They don't have a choice.
Redskins.
All right. Thankfully, you don't count.
Exactly.
All right, Packers at Lions.
Packers.
Brandon took the Cowboys, by the way.
I mean, it makes sense. Haskins just got hurt, which probably is even worse. Haskins would rather have him play than Case Keenum. But, Packers here.
Packers across the board. Packers?
Yes.
They got to win next week no matter what, even if they lose or win tonight, because they could still be the 1 seed. So they have to win next week regardless.
Chargers at Chiefs.
Chiefs, man.
Yeah, Chiefs.
Chiefs are playing for something.
The chefs.
Brandon took the Chargers
Why?
because he wants us to lose.
Oh, Jesus. Well, I'm taking the Chiefs. I don't care who you take. I'm putting them down for the podcast.
Yeah, it's Chiefs. I'm taking the Chiefs.
They got to win.
Yeah. Come on, man. Bears at Vikings. Brandon took the Bears.
Vikings. It's a tough one.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah, it depends what happens tonight. Because the Vikings, if they lose tonight, are going to be the 5th or 6th seed regardless. They already have a playoff spot, so I'll take the Vikings right now.
I'm taking the Vikings, too. So if we have to switch, we will. Dolphins at Patriots.
Patriots.
Yeah, New England.
Yeah, agreed. Eagles at Giants.
I'm going to go Eagles.
I'm going to pick the Giants because fuck the Eagles.
God. I think the Eagles honestly blew their wad. They're playing away. I'm going to take the Giants. I think Dallas somehow wins this shitty division.
That's what I somehow think, too, because I want Garrett to get fired, and I just see that this is how it works for Dallas. He's going to clap along on the sideline, and the Giants are going to come out. The Giants just played well. Daniel Jones had 5. I mean, granted, it's the Redskins, but he had 5 touchdowns, and the Eagles have the worst secondary in the league.
And everyone's hurt. Ertz maybe not be playing now.
You know what?
Which I think Goddard's better than Ertz, but that's just me.
Give me the Giants. Like, fuck them. They have the word. If he just threw 5 touchdowns, he can do it against them at home.
Absolutely.
All right, Falcons at Bucks. Buccaneers, not Buckeyes, Parrot.
No shit.
Buccaneers. I'm not confident, but
No, I take the Bucks here. I finished the year at 8-8.
Give me the Buckies.
Bucks. Give me the Falcons.
Okay.
So Falcons for the pod because Brandon took the Falcons. They are what 5-2 after starting 1-7.
Yeah.
So they're playing for 8-8 or no, they're 6-9 right now, right?
Yes.
All right.
We'll be playing for 7. The Bucks will be playing for 8-8.
Yeah, they're playing for 8-8.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. The Saints at the Panthers.
Saints.
Saints. Colts at Jags.
Colts.
I'm gonna go with the Jaguars here. I think Minshew pulls one last one out. Doesn't matter for either team.
Colts at Jags. Jacksonville's at home. Who won?
Colts already beat them once.
Who was the quarterback then?
It was Brissett still.
No, who for Jacksonville?
Oh, it was Minshew.
What was the score? You got the score of that?
No, I don't. I'd have to look it up.
Parrot, are you alive?
I already put the Colts down for the pod. Do I really have to do this? Change it over again?
Fine, I'll take the Colts just because we can switch this on Sunday if we want to. All right, Steelers at Ravens.
I didn't think anyone else was going to take the Jags.
I'm going to go with the Steelers just because Lamar and a bunch of people are not playing.
Absolutely.
that was the one I hadn't made up my mind yet on, but I'll take the Steelers.
You're taking the Steelers?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Who'd you say the back? Oh, AJ McCarron?
No, RJ3.
Give me Baltimore. So we're taking Baltimore as a pod.
Really?
Yes.
Ew, God, we're going to lose to Vialise.
You said they don't want the Steelers in.
No, they do. I said they do want the Steelers.
Oh yeah, I said they don't want them in.
No one they don't give a shit. They got a first round bye. They don't have to see them anyways.
True. Titans at Texans.
Give me the Texans.
This one's going to be one they'll have to change. I'm going to go with the Titans because they got to win, and I think the Texans are going to bench some people.
Texans.
You took the Texans, Parrot?
Yes, sir.
Bear, we're going to agree. Our homeboy Dub took the Texans, but I'm taking the Titans with you.
Okay.
They got to win. Raiders at Broncos. Raiders need to win.
Yeah, that's why I'm going to go with the Broncos.
Yeah, Broncos.
Give me the Raiders.
All right. And I'm taking the Raiders too, and so did Brandon.
Okay, Raiders for the pod.
Cardinals at Rams. Rams for Brandon.
Yeah,
Rams.
I think the Rams as well.
I was actually right. If you go back and listen to the show, I said, I think the Cardinals going to Seattle and pull this out.
That was crazy. They didn't just pull it, they beat the shit out of them.
And I'm going to take them to go into Los Angeles and beat the Rams too. But podcast is taking the Rams.
Yeah.
Yes.
Rams?
Yes.
And Rams for Brandon. So we are good there. Rams for the pod. And then Sunday night for the division, 49ers at Seahawks.
Niners are the better team here.
Yeah.
Yes.
Niners.
Brandon took the Sea Chickens.
That's not a bad pick, though.
No, I mean, they beat them in overtime, but 49ers are winning this. They're winning the division. So give us 49ers as the podcast.
Yeah.
Now you got it. You have to give me a rundown for now because this is all fucked.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Falcons.
Let me, because it's way down. Yes, Falcons.
Bills.
Yep.
Vikings.
Where's Minnesota? Jesus. Who are they playing?
Bears.
Yes, Vikings.
Browns.
Sadly, yes.
Packers.
Yes.
Chiefs.
Yes.
Patriots.
Yes.
Cowboys.
Yep.
Saints.
Yep.
Raiders.
Yep.
Titans.
Yep.
I said the Raiders, excuse me.
Yeah.
Colts.
Yes.
Rams.
Yes.
Giants.
Yes.
Ravens.
Correct.
Niners.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. It'll be an interesting week. We'll see what happens. All right. On to this other fun one. So we saved this for 3 weeks, and now that you are here, because you do a pop culture nerd entertainment podcast, we saved the replacements because that is what you said, and we were going to do it a few weeks ago. So it was good that we saved it. It is now 28-0 UCF, or 27, about to be 28. Replacements. So we talk about.
That's called back.
We call Joe Flacco Shane Falco. We have for years. Shane Falco from the Ohio State University.
Not his only time being there, though. Keanu Reeves played a OSU quarterback in Point Break, too.
Yes, he did.
Yeah,
You're
so
absolutely correct.
Yeah, he played OSU quarterback twice. Mm-hmm. Interesting movie enough. I know it's probably less of a sports movie, more of just a comedy in its own sense, but it does mimic the 1987 NFLPA strike pretty well. I mean, with the Redskins winning all 3 replacement games and the Redskins turn around and winning the Super Bowl that same year. So it is kind of neat that they made that connection, because this is the Washington Sentinels with the actual team on the movie.
Yes, and then we had Gene Hackman.
Yep.
Was the coach, right?
McGinty, yeah.
Coach McGinty. And, who did John Favreau play?
Bateman.
Yes.
Yeah, he plays a linebacker.
Yes, and like John Favreau, like I just had to explain to Parrot last week who he was. Mm-hmm. I'm like, okay, so Parrot, he wrote and directed Iron Man.
Yeah.
And now
he's happy in Iron Man.
Yes, he's Happy Hogan in that, Spider-Man, Marvel, the whole universe. And then now he directs created The Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Did you see episode 7, by the way?
The one that just came out on Wednesday?
Yep. And pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Wasn't that the finale, so to speak?
I thought there's one more.
Is there one more?
I think there's one more.
Yeah. Have you seen The Mandalorian yet, Parrot? Did I make you watch it?
I watched one episode with you.
Oh, yeah, just so you can see Baby Yoda.
I restarted the league, so I've been trying to finish the league up real quick. Just trying to rewatch that because it's funny as hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you got that, and Nick Nolte is in it. There's quite a few people in it. Gina Carano. We'll get back to replacements, but I know I was like, Mandalorian, we don't get to cover fun stuff like that because I'm with these guys, but...
What's that supposed to be? I've never seen an episode. Honestly, I've never seen Star Wars, so...
That's all right.
No.
Not even a part of it? Have you seen the new one?
No, I just finally...
Not yet. I want to go...
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet either.
Just finally.
Soon. Probably in the next... I don't know, maybe Christmas Day.
Exactly.
See, I've played more video games Star Wars than I have actually watched.
Can you name 2 characters besides Yoda in Star Wars?
Baby Yoda.
Darth,
besides
whatever, the Vader dude.
Yeah.
Darth Vader and...
Vader was just on. I just saw him.
I don't know.
Are you serious?
I can't name 2 people.
I mean, I haven't seen it. I can name 2 people.
I played the Star Wars game, but when I was in like grade school.
Not even like
PlayStation 2
Luke
type
Skywalker.
Shit. I didn't think about him.
Leia.
Han
Solo. Like the easy one.
Yeah.
You know?
That's not easy though if you haven't seen it.
Well, you played the games. I mean, it should be.
But I played the games when I was in like 4th grade.
See what I mean? My resident Jason.
Yeah, everybody has a Jason. That's fine.
Back to Replacement. Have you seen Replacements, Parrot?
No.
It's worth your time. I mean, it's a comedy, but it's about a football team. It's about a strike, NFL strike, and they create this team of just nobodies to replace the strikers, and they go on and they have to win 3 of their 4 to keep them in the playoffs.
Right.
And Keanu Reeves is the quarterback, and it's got a good cast of characters, and they all have their own kind of weird quirks and stuff like that, and it's pretty predictable as a movie. They come together as a team and that kind of stuff, but it's a lot of fun.
And then
is that on any of the streaming platforms?
I think it's on Prime, isn't it?
It might be on Prime. And Nigel, he was one of my favorite because
kicks a 65-yarder, which still would be the record in the NFL right now because the record's 64.
Yes,
it's Prater.
And he smokes cigarettes.
He smokes cigarettes on the field when he's doing it.
Yeah.
He gets a cigarette on the ground and kicks a field goal.
He's got the gambling addiction.
Yep.
I remember that because they're always after him to get their money.
Yep.
And he makes the kick, and like point shaving is almost a thing in this.
Yeah.
And did he own the bar?
He owned the bar.
Okay.
They're going to take it away from him.
Yeah, and but he's great. You would like him. That's where we got our ole because he's a Welsh kicker.
Yeah.
And he's great. And it reminds you because I can't remember the other movie where they had Sunshine was a quarterback. Oh God, what the fuck movie was that?
That's Remember the Titans.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Yes, it is. All right. And then we talked about John Favreau, and so he's a walk-on player at Michigan State. Nice.
Yeah. Keanu Reeves actually got a call to try out for Baltimore Ravens during this.
Really?
Yeah. I don't think he did, but I don't think he went and did it, but he actually got a call to try out for the Ravens.
Well, that's what we talked about. Somebody put up a meme, and to jump off the movie, this happens. They talked about Al Bundy was going to get signed as the quarterback of the Steelers. I'm like, fun fact, he played for the Steelers in real life. Ed O'Neill did.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah, he did.
I didn't know he played for the Steelers.
Oh, yeah, he made practice squad. He was an athlete.
Oh, wow.
He was a solid athlete. So
he scored 4 touchdowns.
He scored 4, as I say, he threw 4 touchdowns.
Everyone knows that.
Yeah. But
Talked about that for years.
Ed O'Neill did, scored 4 touchdowns in a game. So about the movie, so $50 million budget, and I had to give them perspective, and I always revert back to Joker.
Mm-hmm.
That this movie came out when
2000.
Yeah. So several years later, Joker comes out, $55 million, and makes $1 billion.
Mm-hmm.
This only made 50.1 in the box office.
Oh, yeah. It was not a popular movie, but it's still really funny. Orlando Jones is the wide receiver. They
put 7 Up Yours guy.
Yeah, it's Make 7 Up Yours. He's from Mad TV.
Yes.
Yeah, he's the one that can't catch, so they put that sticky tack on his hands.
It kind of pays homage to Little Giants.
Yeah, the exact same way in Little Giants.
And then we had. I'm pulling this up because I haven't seen this in a while. The cheerleader. Who was his love interest?
Oh, it's the main cheerleader. I don't remember her name, but yeah, Annabelle. Yep.
Brooke Langston.
Yeah.
Langton, whatever it is.
Langton.
And then it has in here Edward O'Neill, not Ed O'Neill, is Jack Warden. Or no, Jack Warden was Ed O'Neill. Edward O'Neill, the owner.
The owner of yeah. So you'd know him if you saw him. He's kind of that guy in movies.
Brett Cullen. Oh, Brett Cullen. I just realized who it is. He's Eddie Martell, the regular starting quarterback. Brett Cullen, talking about the Joker. He was Thomas Wayne.
Yes.
In the Joker.
Yeah.
So have you seen it yet?
Yeah, just it.
What'd you think? Now that we can talk about this.
I did like it. It was interesting. It makes you think a little bit. But some of the parts I was like, okay, yeah, I got that. Like when he was with the girl the whole time, I was like, nah, there's no way. And then it came back through and I was like, all right, yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
That's when he and I we're sitting, me and Brandon are sitting next to each other in the theater. He's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, like how did he get that girl? It didn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, I was like, well, that's a little weird.
And when he's talking the literal, shooting himself in the head, I'm like, I'm not buying it.
Yeah, I was waiting for it. But yeah, it was interesting. It was, it makes you think a little bit. I'll have to watch it again and rewatch it just to figure out, what it is and did it happen? Is the question.
Right.
Did it really happen?
Yeah, was the whole thing real or not?
Did it happen? Or was it just all in his head?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because he just saw, and a lot of, we were talking about the Joker on this. This is what happens, Brandon, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
When we talked about the Joker, and you finally saw it with me, so that was the third time I watched it, and I just watched it on Saturday with ex-wife. So she saw it, and same thing, and I've seen it, and I pick up different stuff every time. It's amazing, and they're like, oh, could you watch this again? I'm like, I could watch it over and over again just because I go into it differently each time. And we talked about on your show, the character itself, and I thought it played it well as to what the Joker is. You can't trust him.
Yeah.
You can't trust him as a narrator. I hope they don't. We talked about touch a sequel. Don't mess with it. Just let it go and be happy with it. But of course, if they get money hungry,
yeah, I mean $1 billion is a lot of money to turn down a sequel.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, enough of the. Now that he's back, enough of the Joker. It gets a mention at least once a week. It does. Now that these guys have seen it, we can bear it.
Yeah, of course.
And that's what I was waiting for, was these guys to see it. Now with the Replacements, when's the last time you saw the Replacements, Bear?
It's been a while.
Yeah,
it has. Yeah, I even tried to look for it, and I couldn't find it.
Yeah,
and you just watched it.
I watched it last night again.
You watched it last night.
Yeah.
So in the movie, we can talk about Shane Falco, because it kind of does revolve around Shane Falco. Doesn't he live on a boat?
Lives on a boat. Makes no sense, because what's he going to do? It's Washington, so what's he do in the winter?
Right.
Just lives in the marina.
Yeah.
Right on the ice.
Right on the ice, yeah.
Yeah, no, because they got to get his boat out. So where do you put it? What do you think? Would you classify that also as a character study of him, or more of just the team?
I think it's more of the team, because there's a lot of, when they do the backgrounds of the team, he's the leader, and I think that's kind of the main focus of him bringing the team together, of earning the trust of everybody. And once again, that's a probably a hell of a lot more in-depth analysis that this movie has ever gotten, ever. Right. I don't think anybody on any podcast has ever talked about The Replacements.
like we have.
Yeah.
I know we keep jumping off to several different movies.
But I think it's more or less like how did this band of nobodies turn into a decent team and trust each other and work together and stuff like that.
And then the other guys, like you said, come back in the playoffs.
They cross the picket line.
Cross picket line, they want to join, and Shane Falco has done his part. He's out, And we talked about several football movies.
Oh yeah.
Let's see. We've got.
Did you talk about Necessary Roughness?
We have not talked the show.
No, the movie.
The movie. Oh God.
With Sinbad.
Yeah, that's an old one.
And Kathy Ireland.
Yeah. Definitely have never seen that.
Oh man, that's a pretty decent movie.
Really?
Yeah, it's
Necessary Roughness.
Necessary Roughness. Yeah, it's old. It's definitely old.
So we talked about Little Giants.
Little Giants.
Any Given Sunday.
Yes.
Yeah, love Any Given Sunday.
Have you seen Draft Day?
I have not seen Draft Day.
So Any Given Sunday is a good one to kind of compare this to.
Okay.
Because any Given Sunday, and you've seen that?
Yeah.
Okay, so Willie Beeman, which is Jamie Foxx's character. If you had to compare these two and pick one of the two, which one would you be your go-to? Replacements or Any Given Sunday?
Movie-wise?
Yeah.
Any Given Sunday is just too long for me, and it bogs down in the center. It's a solid movie, don't get me wrong, but it gets bogged down a little bit, and I have a hard time watching LL Cool J act in anything. And
do you like him as a rapper?
I didn't like the late 80s, but like now that he's older, no. But you know,
don't watch NCIS.
In the creation of Any Given Sunday, there's always the stories of Jamie Foxx with LL Cool J, and LL Cool J thought this was such a real move, such a real thing. Like he went around and he practiced and he pretended that he was on a team in a game, like on game days, when they would shoot the games. Like he would take it so literally, and Jamie Foxx just like couldn't stand him. They couldn't stand each other because one of them was trying to be an actor about it, and the other one literally thought he was on his football team. LL Cool J he'd walk everywhere with a football in his hand or like tucked into his arm, just all shit like that.
Oh man, I might have to agree with you because it is a long movie. I do like it though, but it is long.
Replacements is not necessarily a sports-driven movie in actuality, but it's still funny.
It is. And when we look back, now what about Little Giants? You like Little Giants?
Oh, love Little Giants.
Yes.
That brings back childhood memories, though.
we talk about that, like a lot of the early 90s sports movies, Mighty Ducks.
Mighty Ducks.
By the way, on Disney Plus, Mighty Ducks, you can't even watch it till 2020. And D2 and D3 you cannot watch until 2021.
Why is that? Just the release schedule?
I'm reading it, and it says due to other obligations and contracts, they can't show it. I'm like, and they
must
own
be Netflix
the movies.
or some shit like that.
D2 is just a little bit too unbelievable for my taste, but I like the first Mighty Ducks.
Yeah, D2 is Iceland, the goalie.
Yeah, when for some odd reason Emilio Estevez is also the coach of the USA team, it just makes no sense to me.
They pull him in, and then you can see he played at Minnesota.
Oh God, I can't
Minnesota
remember that.
State or something.
Yeah, I think it was Minnesota State.
He might have been Minnesota because Minnesota State, I think, is what is that? Coach, the show. Coach?
Oh yeah,
because he Coach. Yeah, that was a great show, by the way. There's so many football movies out there. Draft Day, if you haven't seen it,
I'll have to look into that.
I think I've told you I hate Kevin Costner. Why? I'm like, I don't like Field of Dreams.
Yeah.
I don't like Dances with Wolves. You know, I think his best role for me is Mr. Brooks. I like him in Mr. Brooks, and I just don't like him otherwise.
Yeah, no, of course.
And what's that new show he's in? I've heard that's good. I haven't seen it. Yellowstone? Is that right?
Something like that. I don't remember exactly what it's called.
I don't either. And, it is what it is. But what do you have anything else on the Replacements?
No, I just think if you haven't seen it, which most likely people probably haven't, obviously making only $51 million, most likely you haven't checked it out. Give it a whirl. Just a chance. I think you'd be pleasantly surprised. At least it'll hold your attention for an hour and a half.
And here, Roger Ebert gave the film 2 out of 4 stars. Rating the film was slap-happy entertainment painted in broad strokes, 2 coats thick.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it.
And on Rotten Tomatoes, it has 41%.
Yeah.
So
less than 50, not great.
Yeah, that's hard to do.
Well, I told you when we talked about it, your Joker has 68.
Yeah, I think
there's 69 maybe.
Yeah, they got ruined though.
Yeah. But the audience score's like 96.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Oh, man. Well, let's go back, and we only have a few more things to do here. So the whole Isaiah...
Jesus.
21-7? So the whole Isaiah Thomas thing, did you see this? Anybody?
Yeah.
So I will... you can give a kind of a background if you want, but I can just tell you, I'll quote it, what was said. He said, a fan has both of his middle fingers up and said, fuck you, bitch, 3 times. I go in the stands to confront him. His response was, I'm sorry, I just wanted a Frosty. So
okay.
He explained that why he went into the stands to confront a 76ers fan. What are your thoughts?
It doesn't make sense. I don't know why he did.
No.
Like, that's just stupid. Why? Who cares? Who cares? People in every single sporting event, especially the NFL, not even basketball, especially in the NFL, are flipping you off and calling you names. So why even go to this? Who cares?
People who support you and wear your jersey are still going to flip you off and call you names.
Exactly.
Absolutely. You son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just... I thought it was stupid. And it was... I mean, yeah, I get it. He was being an asshole, and yeah, maybe it was deserved, but... Why in the world would you go into the stands just to confront? You don't know what they're going to do.
No.
You have no idea.
No.
It's just dumb. I don't get it. But whatever. That's on Isaiah. He's got little man problems.
Yeah, he does. And another thing I had on here, Emmitt Smith, his son, Emmitt Smith Jr., just committed to Stanford.
Yep.
And they asked him what he thought, because Emmitt Smith went to Florida.
Yeah.
And they asked him his thoughts. And so he put on the Florida hat, Emmitt did, and he just said, look, it's my son. He doesn't have to go where I go. He'll always be a gamer just like me. And we support Stanford. And Stanford is a top-notch school.
Oh, yeah. I mean, getting in there to begin with, let alone playing for him.
Right. Who else big name went to Stanford?
Tiger Woods.
Who?
Christian McCaffrey went there.
Yeah, he did, but that's what I was looking for.
Andrew Luck.
Andrew Luck.
Jim Harbaugh. Oh, he didn't go there. He just coached there.
Just coach there. Boo to Jim Harbaugh. I hope he stays at Michigan forever, though. As a Buckeyes fan. So I thought that was big on Emmitt Smith. Do you think his kid's going to do pretty well in Stanford? I mean, a lot of what we got.
To be honest, I haven't even seen his high school video accolades,
solid.
anything like that. But I mean, come on, it's Emmitt Smith's kid, dude. He's got some talent.
And
you know he does.
Because we had Christian McCaffrey, obviously from there. Bryce Love, where is he?
I don't know.
No idea. I thought he was with like. I thought it was Washington before Geis, and then I don't know. I couldn't tell you. He's not doing anything, I can tell you that.
And then 2 more things. Did you see that thing at the Clippers game? It said Debo done stole another bike.
Yeah, I saw that. That was good.
Tiny Lister.
It is the Redskins. God, sometimes I'm just too smart for my own good.
What?
Bryce Love, yeah.
And then last thing I saw here, I thought this was good. I know Ray Lewis is a person that is controversial in terms of his past, but I found this to be very interesting. Ray Lewis grew up seeing his mom abused nearly every day. Out of anger, Lewis would do push-ups based on the card he flipped over until he finished all 52 cards in the deck. So you flip up a 10, he's doing 10 push-ups, and he keeps flipping and does that many push-ups. And he did this every night until he was strong enough to stand up for his mother, and this is why he wore number 52.
And killed a guy.
And he killed a guy.
Yep.
Yep. Another thing, so the Springfield Thunderbirds are going all out on The Simpsons for a game this season. They're going to be the Springfield Isotopes.
Oh, nice. Isotopes. Yeah, nice.
I like it.
It's perfect. And they got the little donut in the center.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. All right, so last thing we do, Brandon, is we talk about things that have happened on this day in sports. So I just kind of go back, find some things. It's very Yankee heavy, which I've really noticed, so I try to skip over and just go over these nice highlighted ones. So in 1933, on this day being December 23rd, this will be released on the 26th, but it is the 23rd here. 1933 Montreal Canadiens center Howie Morenz scores in 3-0 win versus the Red Wings. His NHL record 249th goal. At the time, that was the...
Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see what it is now. 1978 New York Islanders center Brian Trottier. Is that right? Trottier, if he's French.
Trottier.
Sets NHL record, scoring 6 points, 4 goals, 2 assists in second period of a 9-4 win over the Rangers. And he added a goal and an assist for a game total of 8 points.
Nice.
Islanders' undefeated home streak stands at 16 games. 97, Chicago Bulls coach Phil Jackson, quickest to reach 500 wins. Mm-hmm. So at the time, he was 500 wins and 182 losses. Insane. Colorado Avalanche, Jari Kurri is 8th NHLer to score 600 goals. And then no one really cares about soccer. So we'll just skip right over soccer.
There you go.
All right. Did we have anybody born in 1950? Nope. So can't get you a 69. Just for birthdays on this day. Nothing. Greg Biffle.
All right.
Greg Biffle. He was born in 1969.
Nice.
So that puts him at what, 50? Yeah.
Yeah.
Happy 50th birthday to Greg Biffle. NASCAR driver, former NASCAR driver.
I'll pick him for Daytona.
Parrot
probably will.
Yeah,
I was going to pick Ricky Bobby.
Yeah,
that'd be another good pick for you.
Well, he was destroying us until he had his sabbatical from the show.
Yeah,
he was
absolutely kicking.
That was with someone who didn't even race in NASCAR.
And he had somebody that wasn't racing anymore, and he was still kicking our ass. And then
was that Duche McDoucherson?
No, that's Kyle Busch.
Yeah,
who, by the way, is your champion this year. You're welcome. And if you want to look at his car, it's right there. It's autographed on the hood. You're welcome. All right, and then 1983, so this would put him at 36. Hanley Ramirez from the Dominican Republic. Who did he played for?
Boston.
Boston, yes. Is he still there?
I don't think so. I think he went to, he left Boston, maybe went to Texas or something, but I don't think he lasted much longer than that.
Right. And so we're right around, and by the way, Brandon, so we're usually about an hour and a half to an hour and 45 minutes on the sports, and then I've noticed the last several wrestling episodes were right at like 55 minutes, so it's in between 45 and 57, but it's about 55. So, but we've been talking mob movies lately, so... thank you for coming on.
I appreciate it very much.
You've got 3 more with us. So give the grown-ups a listen on Spotify, iTunes for a little bit more, and your is SoundCloud, you said?
SoundCloud as well.
And then I think you guys are probably on, like, I've noticed that if you talk to Google, you guys are probably on Google Podcasts as well.
I would have to check that out. I haven't really.
Yeah. And we'll check that out a little later. But thank you again, Brandon. Check out the Grown Ups. They just finished their 74th episode a couple weeks ago. Check it out. It can't be like ours. You can go back and listen to it anytime. Ours is up to the date week in sports, and you guys can check you guys out anytime. Yeah. Do you have a favorite episode that you can tell people to go listen to?
If you like movies, and if you've ever seen the movie Roadhouse, we did a Roadhouse episode, and I can't remember the number, but we did a Roadhouse episode, and that might be my favorite because we pick that movie apart. Basically, how in the world did it ever get made? But it's probably my favorite episode altogether.
Roadhouse.
It's somewhere in the 60s, I think.
Yes.
9?
No, that's a different one.
That was Giggity.
That was Giggity, yeah.
And that one, because I just listened to that recently, I believe. Oh gosh, which one was I listening to when I said, I don't even know. Maybe it was that one. You guys were talking about what was the most recent one I listened to? You were talking about top 3 movies. Oh, teen movies.
Yeah, that'd be Giggity because we're talking about teen sex comedies and stuff like that. Yeah.
Jason does not understand.
He doesn't. Yeah, he picked Dumb and Dumber as a teen comedy. Yeah. Like what?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
It was great. So yeah, you guys are very knowledgeable in everything, and if you want to learn about movies, shows, anything. Star Wars, anything nerdy, entertainment-wise. I mean, it's a lot of fun just to listen to you guys. Clay, I love all the guys over there. Clay, Ryan, Jeff, Jason, and yourself, of course. So, again, listen to the Grown Ups podcast. Spotify, we are on Spotify. Listen to it there. You can find them. SoundCloud, you mentioned, and then iTunes at least for a little bit longer.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and then thank you to Wes Anderson for Moments in Time. Check him out on Facebook, Wes Anderson Music. Give him a follow on Twitter at Songs by Wes. Thank you to Brandon at All Wear Clothing, Sean, Crandall's Quality Lawn Care, Cassandra at PNC, Tim at Verizon, Connell Barrett, DatingTransformation.com, and Steve at Savage & Associates. And as always, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
Thank you very much.
And good morning.
Coo-coo-coo-choo.